Hello and welcome to Reginaldesq. I'm Underhook and this is my review of the Russian Tier 8 SPG, the SU-14-2. So is it any good? It's pretty good actually. It has, what's good about it? Well, it has the best shell velocity at Tier 8 of just 425, which means we can get a higher arc in our shells, which means we can hit more targets that are, hiding behind rocks and things trying to shelter from arty. So at 425, I think the next best would be the GW Tiger at 435, and the worst would be the British FV207 at 480, which is a lot worse. So it's pretty good. Penetration wise, 52 millimeters, which is the second best. The best is the GW Tiger at 53. Damage 1050, which is only bettered by the GW Tiger once again in 1100. Reload time of 42 seconds is better than the other hard hitters. The British and French ones don't hit as hard and they fire more quickly, but this is the fastest firing of the big ones. Splash radius of 10.9 is pretty good, and the GW Tiger, of course, is better again at 12. Shell velocity, as we said, 425 is the big deal about this one. Ammo of 16 rounds is not enough. These big hitters never have enough ammunition, and so if you're having a good game where you've got targets to shoot at all the time, you will probably run out of ammunition. I know I did quite a few times. The aim time, though, is terrible at 5.37 seconds, and this is where it gets bad for this tank. So the aim time is the longest. Also, it has very narrow gun arc. It's only 4 degrees either side that you can turn your gun, or gun traverse. So, also, it has probably the worst track traverse in its class. So basically, you have a really long aim time compared to other tanks because you virtually always have to move your tracks if you're changing your aim because it has such a narrow traverse. Moving your tracks takes longer than any other tank in this tier because the track traverse is so slow, and then your aim time is also the worst. So aiming this tank is not good. That said, it's okay, but it's just the worst, so just bear that in mind. The speed of this tank is also poor. Maximum speed of 30 is pretty bad, and it has the worst reverse speed at 8. Most of the others have at least 10, which means that relocating after firing, like if you want to just reverse up, you want to just keep moving position so you don't get counter batteried, it's really hard to do in this tank. It just doesn't reverse quickly enough, and it's combined with that track reverse, so you have to really move forward, turn and move forward. If you try and move back, you actually get counter batteried. This tank is very susceptible for counter battery. 1, because of the reason I just mentioned, but 2, because its armor is really poor. Even though it's a totally enclosed tank, the thickest armor is on the hull, which is 50 millimeters, and the other 2 big ones have more than 50 millimeters of pen, so they will guarantee penetration and one-shot kill you. And I do get counter batteried a fair bit in this tank compared to others. And because it's so slow as well, just trying to get out of the way for counter battery. Even sometimes you're moving after as soon as you fire a shot, but you're still getting counter batteried. That's about it. I think what we will do now is get into some gameplay and take it from there.
Let's go.
All right, so the map is Erlenberg. It's a tier 10 game. We're in our tier 8 arty, so it'll be an interesting test. There's only 3 tier 10s on the other team, but actually I'll just get it up so we can see what tank types we've got. There we go. Moving into position behind the trees on the west flank. I might just speed it up while I'm moving into position. But you can see it's pretty slow. Okay, now back to I'll keep it speeded up and back to normal speed. Okay, otherwise, yeah. So, trying to look for some targets, and you can see here, I can't really hit these guys. Even though we've got the best shell velocity at tier 8, there are still a lot of places where you can't hit people. So there's a chance here I'm going to hit the buildings, but I'll let the shell go anyway. And yeah, we hit one of the buildings. Darn it. You can see here, it's how slow it moves there. I was like relocating and I just sort of thought, well, what's the point? And it does happen in this tank where I just think, I'm just going to stay here because it relocates so slowly, there's just no point. Don't really have a shot anywhere over there. Just deciding whether I might just let this shell go as soon as it's loaded. And I decided that I will do that. Can't get this guy. I'm just on the wrong angle. I can't get between the buildings. Which is why he's there, of course. Don't have a shot on that guy. So now I just have a sort of a shortage of targets at the moment. We might be able to whack this tiger. Oh, T-30. Waiting for reload. Ah, he's gone out. I don't have a shot there. Oh, but we have one here. Just have this narrow band where we can get through. So hopefully they drive into that space. What about there? Oh, we might hit him. Let the shell go. And we get them both. Oh, that was nice. 439 and 222. So Brothers in Arms is the probably most useful skill for artillery, and it's probably the first one most people go for if they're using artillery, and the most useful equipment is gun ram or gun lane drive. You want to speed up your loading time, aiming time. It's the most important thing for artillery. And then vents if you can get them, because that will also speed up the loading time and aiming time. Trying to relocate here, but I'm just doing, yeah, not much is really it's not really worth it, is it? Oh, this would be good to hit. I'd like to hit this Progetto. Do we fire? Nah. Trouble with this, because we haven't got a lot of shells and the reload is so long, it's not the kind of thing we're going to waste shells, but we've got to get rid of this guy, or we're going to die in a minute. I let the shell go anyway, because I figure even if we just splash it, it's worth it, so our guys might be able to get a shot on it, because that thing's going to kill me as soon as it gets here. I'm just trying to get more cover from it in case it actually just pops over the ridge. And the main thing is now I don't have a shot on it because the hill's in the way and my gun's pointing up too high. You can see there how low how the gun doesn't point down at all, so if you get a small tank coming after you, can't really shoot at them unless they're coming down a hill and you're pointing flat or something. Oh, can we get him? I'm ready to fire, but I just want to make sure I'm going to hit. That's not bad. 334 and we've stunned him for 14 seconds. That should give our tanks a chance to do something. Whew. Well, I'm glad they got him, because it was the end of the game for us if they didn't. Our guy cops it though. So, yeah, that guy made a bit of a sacrifice just driving out and ramming it, but that he took one for the team, as they say, because it probably saved the rest of us. Just thinking about dropping one in the bushes, but you know, if I had a fast-firing arty with lots of shells, I'd probably just do it. But you've got to be more considered with the shots on this thing. Now, I could probably drop one near the back of this tiger if he backs up a bit. Close. Wait for it. Come on, back up. You know you want to. That gun wandering the sight you see there is just a replay bug. We need him to move back. Do I drop it anyway? We might skim the back of his tank. I'm waiting for full aim. I'll let shell go. And we missed by a mile. Yep, we hit the building. Sometimes you just got to take those shots. If you're lucky, you hit them. Well, I don't know. Oh, I just saw then arty firing. He's behind that building, just down in the bottom right of your screen there, and I just noticed it now, but I didn't notice it when I was playing. Otherwise, we could have got a counter battery kill probably there. I was just looking in the wrong spot, obviously, during the gameplay, but I just saw it then. Darn. I guess I'm not as observant as I thought I was. Hopefully we can get one of these guys. Oh, yes. I'll let the shell go in case he decides to come further forward. He doesn't. 153 damage probably wasn't worth it, especially now that Progetto's popped out, but you take your chances. Oh, he'd be nice to get. Still a fair bit of low time to go though. So we've got 1300 damage that we know about, but I know it's going to be a good game because we've got 1500 stun assist damage. And let's let this shell go about now. Here we go. Oh, that's not bad. 422. I think we just missed him, but someone else shot him straight after, and again he's gone. So we're already on over 2000 assist damage, which is really good. What I have noticed in artillery, when you lose, and you lose, fairly convincingly, there's almost no stun damage. Even if you've played reasonably well, like you might have got 2000 damage or something, you'll have almost no stun damage. Whereas when your team wins, you almost always have a lot of stun damage. And what it is, I don't know, I don't really know what it is. It doesn't seem to matter whether you're shooting tanks on the front line or not. It's just that, that was a good one. 400 damage, and we got stun assist straight after. Yeah, it doesn't seem to matter whether they're on the front line or not. It's just that it seems to be if your team shoots tanks that are stunned, your team wins. Exactly why? I don't know. You might know why. Let's see if we can help out a tank. The mill's getting wasted here. He can't pen the 430U. So let's see if we can drop it on the back of the 430U here. Waiting for a reload. Come on, he's nearly killed our mill. And 920 something damage, and then he caught fire. It only did a bit of damage at about 100, and he put it out. He must have an auto fire extinguisher. If he didn't have an auto fire extinguisher, he would have burnt up and died then. That was a good hit. It was a good tank to hit. So this is turning to be a very good game for us. We have 5 shells remaining, and there's over 5 minutes left. So this is what I mean about how you can run out of ammunition. I want to get this guy because he's such a tough, well-armoured tank. I drop a shell there, but he pulled right back. He's stunned though, and we are getting stun assist. Someone else just shot him before. Someone's about to get him from the back. And the game ends. Did somebody cap? So even though somebody capped and robbed us of our last bit of stun damage there, and some more possible hits, it still turned out to be a mastery game, so it worked out well for us, that game. We finished on top for our team with 1245 experience. We didn't do the most damage in the game though. That Object 430U was the only tank left on their team. It did 3561 and beat us out for damage. We fired 12 of our 16 rounds, 3 of them were direct hits, and 1 of them was actually a penetration. I think it was actually that 430U there in the back. Splash damage on 10. We did 3,240 damage, but the thing that really helps you in artillery is the stun damage. We did 2,844, which gives us about just over 6,000 combined damage. Stuns caused 10. We made 42,000. And that's without any bonuses, so that was actually made good money on that. The map is Pilsen, and once again it's a tier 10 game. I'm going to be speeding it up. We'll go 4 times. I'll slide down to normal speed when we go up the hill, just so you can get an idea of how painfully slow the tank is, and then I'll be speeding up this replay during aiming time and stuff like that. Unfortunately, artillery, good games are always long games because you get more chance to fire more shots, obviously. So, and because the reload's so long. So yeah. Anyway, you've probably seen that it is slow uphill, and it takes a long time to get into position, unfortunately. All right, now back to normal speed, and having a look near the fields. He's out there doing his spotting. I am told that this is a very good tank, so I decided it'd be good of me to get rid of it. So even though I can't see the tank, when I fire anyway, just in the chance of getting rid of that very, very dangerous tank. So I'll speed up to 2 times while we're looking around for targets here. I won't go faster than 2 times in case it gives you a migraine or something. Someone's marking there, so I'm just looking. I'll go back to normal speed because I've reloaded now. Yeah. So because they marked, I thought, well, I'll aim there if they spot it, but then this guy gets spotted up here, Progetto. So we'll let the shell go. We're almost fully aimed. And 402 damage, and we finish him off. So that was a valuable shot for the team. Relocating again, I'll just speed up a little bit. I've got a bit of room here, so I can relocate by driving forwards most of the time. I've gone back to normal speed. I'm using the G key, so you press G and you can aim like it's like aiming down the sights or something. It's useful for getting into buildings and stuff like that. So this guy has now been spotted here. I've fully aimed, released the shell. 478. It was a direct hit, I think. Very hard to get penetrations once you sort of hit tier 8. Even on light tanks, sometimes direct hits just don't penetrate for some strange reason. It's rigged! I tell you, it's rigged! Okay, we've got an RHM there. I think he's an open top, isn't he? So if I even splash near... I said him. Or her. I don't know. Could be a female crew. If I even splash near them, it should do a bit of damage. Now I'm loaded and ready to fire. I'm obviously thinking about it. I probably decided not to risk wasting a shell. Now I'm moving around, and I hadn't actually been moving my aim, but now I've got definite targets to aim at. I'm aiming in. You can see how small it's getting, and that's because we've got such a good gun arc that the reticle ends up being very small when we're at long range. It's 484. We're shooting across most of the length of the map now, and because we're shooting so far away, we're getting towards the end of the gun's range. So the gun has to shoot higher to reach that range, so the shell comes down more of a downward angle. Okay, so I've just let a shell go there, just in hopes of splashing it. I was still at 2 times there. 2 times speed. Yeah, so the further away they are, the better insofar as the angles go for Arty, but of course it takes a lot longer for the shell to get there, so that's the negative. Now I am loaded. I'll go back to normal speed. I do release the shell there in the hopes of splashing him because he was kind of around there, but I'm kind of not being too conservative with my shots right now, and that's because it looks as though we may lose. Even though there's a fair bit of time left in the game, I'm thinking we might lose here, so I'm just trying to get the shots out. I'm not worried about saving rounds. Just waiting for a reload, and I was thinking of just splashing this guy to help my guy out so he'd go and finish him off while he was stunned, but I let the shot go now, but he was getting too close. So, but I've fired now, so we did a little bit of damage. He's stunned. Should be a one-shot kill. All he has to do is move forward and shoot him. I don't know why he's not. Maybe he's worried about somebody else, a TD or something, covering the angle, and he doesn't want to come out, or I don't know. Anyway, I start seeing if I could see enemy Arty there, but this RHM's now been spotted. Whoop. Am I... Oh, back to 1 times. I went to half times there for a second. So hopefully we can hit this guy. Waiting for loading. Should I just go for it? Yeah, I do. I let the shell go. Okay, so we might have splashed him. It wasn't a direct hit. I'll go up to 2 times again. We'll start aiming in on this RHM again. He's down to 40% health at the moment. And I'll go back to normal speed because we're about to finish reload here. And I'll let it go. We may actually clip his tank if we make it. Oh, we hit the wood, but it still did a fair bit of damage. So he's a one-shot kill and he's stunned. Back to 2 times speed here while we follow this guy. He's probably going to become unspotted in a second. Oh, it's another one. Okay. Back to 1 times. Come on, reload. Come on. Oh, that would have been so good. And we still might hit the back of his tank here. I'll let the shell go, but he moves. Ah. Okay, we just stunned that Skoda, but darn. See, right now is the perfect spot. You've got two tanks together, and it's perfect, but unfortunately, because I already fired, you missed that opportunity. Of course, if you're used to playing arty, it happens to you all the time. We're reloading now, that guy's now killed, and now this guy's gonna... Oh dear, perfect targets and just can't shoot because we're not reloaded. I'm aiming at the back of his tank here, because obviously I don't want to hit my tank. I'll let the shell go here. I let it land behind it because I'm worried about that happening, where the shell actually drifted to the right, and I didn't want to get my guy. I ended up stunning my guy as well, but at least we didn't do any damage to our guy. But yeah, you see the shell landed to the right of where I was aiming, so if I had have actually aimed directly at the tank, I could have hit my guy. I probably would have actually done some damage to him. So I'm glad we made that decision. I'll speed this up to 2 times again. I was thinking that guy was going to poke out, so I was going to in for a shot here. That wasn't us. I'm just relocating a little bit here because I'm worried about tanks coming up to the side and being able to see me there, because it's not looking good now. They've got 3 tanks, we've got 5. So we're winning, but you know, things can happen. There's 2 tanks pretty close to me and not a lot between them. We've got the Udes here. He's come up with us now. So hopefully he'll spot anything that's coming up to shotgun me before I get hit. I'm going to speed this up a little bit to 2 times again. I'm just thinking that one of those tanks was just going to poke around the corner. Nothing yet though. I was thinking that 50 TP because he's just above, his last spotted site was just above that position. So I was thinking he might come down, but... Now I'm looking for the other one, thinking he might poke out of here somewhere, but no. This guy's been spotted now. I let the shell go. And we do damage. We did 129 damage. I was at 2 times, sorry. We did 129 damage, and he's almost dead, and we splashed him. So it was actually not a bad shot. Back to normal speed now. We've still got a bit of a relay go. I'll speed it up again, and slow down again now. We're getting close to being reloaded, and he might get spotted again. Now, it's now 3 tanks all, in case you haven't noticed. They are... we've got the Scorpion out in the field, and we've got the Udes next to me, and that's it. They've got an M4043, which is a good arty. They've got the WT, and they've got a 50 TP still in play. I'm fully loaded, so let's see if we can hit this guy now. I don't really have any shots here because of the buildings. And he's just killed our Scorpion. It's now 3-2. It's just me and the Udes now. If he goes there, I can get him. How many shots do I have left? I've got 4 rounds still in the gun. Do I just let this go? I don't know. What would you do? I just let a shell go there, just in case. And, oh, we just missed the 50 TP. And if I'd waited another second, I could have got him. Oh, okay. It was the wrong decision to just shoot there. Who knows? I mean, maybe we did something to the Waffenträger, but still. I've got 3 rounds left. There's only 2 minutes and 50 seconds left in the game, though, so... Something got knocked over there. Here we go, here we go. Load. Come on, load. And let it go. Oh, yes! 420 on him. And someone else just hit him there as well, so we'd have got some assist damage there. He's not dead, though. I've got 2 shells left, and we've got 2 minutes and 25 seconds left. It's just me and the Udes, so the Udes must have spotted him. That's great. Now the 50 TP's been spotted. Can we hit him? He's got almost no health. I can't see us winning this though, because even if we get these 2 tanks, we've still got to then get arty. 2 minutes left. Okay, well they're capping. I know where he is. He's going to be behind this rock pile down here, down the bottom. I'm just looking around thinking, where would I go? And I'm thinking that's where I'd go, right there, because where else can you go? He sort of probably thinks he's safe from arty there, so I'm going to hit the rocks if I go there. So I've got to move it right out to there to get the shell to actually land at the side of the rocks. That's if I'm lucky. Now the Udes has started moving in, so I decide to wait and see if the Udes spots him. If the Udes spots him, I'll let the shell go, because I've only got 2 shells left and not much time. But if I run out of time, I'll just take the shot, because I'll have to shoot with... Oh, he's a bit further back. And I let it go, but he starts moving. Oh, 3% health. We nearly had him. No. Oh, well, I've only got 1 shell left, so it's up to you, Des. I can't do it. Udes gets him. Okay, great. Now we've still got the 50 TP and Artie. Should I leave the Udes to get the 50 TP? And should I actually now be looking for Artie? Maybe I should start trying to do counter badge. We'll just see what happens if he gets in the corner. Here we go. Have we got a shot? We don't have a shot. Alright, I'm going to look for Artie, because if he kills that guy, which he probably will because he's got a lot of health, he can probably tank a shot. Can I hit Artie? We've got Artie's last known position up. Oh no. He killed the Udes. Okay, well we can't win. Alright, well let's look at the last known position for Artie. If I was Artie, I'd probably go, yeah, about here somewhere. So we'll just let a shell go before the timer runs out. 4 seconds left, I'll let it go. And that's the end of the game. Unfortunately, it was a draw. It was a class 1 in the tank, and we got a Gauze medal. As you can see here, the artillery down the bottom, M40-43, we did hit it. It wasn't a direct hit, but we did about 250 damage to it, so we nearly got it. But yeah, we couldn't get the win. We finished on top for experience on our team, but not overall. The M40-43 in opposition team finished on top for experience, although he only did 2,409 damage and I did 3,571. So how does he get more XP than me? And he's a tier... Is he a tier 9 and I'm a tier 8 in a tier 10 game? Come on, guys. Anyway, the 50 TP did the most damage with 4,358, so he played obviously quite well. We used all of our 16 rounds in that game, 3 direct hits with 15 splash damage. When in tier 10 games, you rarely get penetrations with direct hits, unfortunately. 3,571 damage, 8 tanks hit, 1 destroyed. We did 1,372 assistance damage, which, or stun assist, which really is what let us down from getting a mastery game there. If we had got some more stun assist, we would have got a mastery. But like I say, normally if you win convincingly, you'll get lots of stun assists, but if you don't, then you don't. 56,000 credits profit? No, that's 26,000 profit. Alright. Thank you for watching my review of the SU-14-2. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more, consider subscribing to Reginaldesq. Have fun.